Yeah, very good evening to one and all. Today we have, am I audible? Very good evening to one and all. Am I audible? Just give me reply in chat box, then we will close the chat box and start it. Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you. I'm closing the chat box. Today we have the most important two parts we have. One is reading comprehension, and the second one is, I mean to say, the most important and the toughest part in verbal ability, that is critical reading. I don't know how many of you have already heard about critical reading, but that is going to be the toughest part of the entire verbal ability topics. And the next comes this reading comprehension. Of course, there are many things. Still, reading comprehension, RC, is still felt that it is not tamed properly. I mean to say, it is not that much easy to be able to analyze. Because what do you mean by, first of all, I would like to ask you all, what do you mean by the word comprehensiveness? After explaining that word only, I want to start it. What do you mean by comprehensiveness according to you? You can message in the chat box. Comprehensiveness. What do you mean by comprehensiveness? According to you, no, I don't want any dictionary meanings. What do you mean by comprehensiveness? Comprehensiveness indicates, yeah, knowing something briefly or explaining briefly. Yeah, it's okay. But comprehensiveness means all inclusive, covering all the nook and corners of a topic, an idea, or be it whatever it is. So the word comprehensive, I have closed the chat box, stop replying. So comprehensiveness means all inclusive, what not, in a broader way. When we try to understand, analyze, and read between the lines, there is another expression, means being able to, it is not the text, it is not the literal meaning of any expression in English. If you can understand the inner indirect meaning, that is applicable, understood, inferred, means deducted, concluded. If you can understand even that also, that is called reading, being able to read between the lines. Means that is the meaning of the expression, read between the lines. There is one ready-made expression in English. So in the same way, comprehensiveness means being able to analyze. Yes. Yeah, I'm closing all your answers are correct. I'm closing the chat box. So when you can understand something in 360 degrees view, then something like you will be able to answer any question that can be, if anything is asked on one certain topic, on a topic, then that is called comprehension. Comprehension means, see, the moment when you eat food, will you become healthy? No, you have to chew it properly, you have to digest it, and then energy is released into the blood. Am I right? Then only you will get energy. The moment you eat immediately, within 1 second, the moment I complete having breakfast or dinner, I will never become my hunger. Of course, hunger might be getting satisfied, but I will not get instant energy. Am I right? It takes at least a slight time, right? The same way, if you read a passage, that is not enough. Reading is entirely different from being able to understand it in 360 degrees. I mean to say, in all the possible ways, the inner meaning, outer meaning, literal meaning, as well as everything. What is the tone of the author, whoever gives the passage, what is his tone? Supposing I make a passage, I try to give a passage. So what is my view? What is my way of analyzing that specific topic? That is also asked. Fine. Tips to be kept in mind while solving reading comprehension. Generally, test takers are required, students are required to read, understand, and comprehend the given passage. And based on this understanding, they might be expected to answer the questions asked. So when you want to do this, there are a few pointers that one needs to keep in mind while solving reading comprehension. First of all, analyze the passage. Analytical way is entirely different from this. Is something like a crime scene is being analyzed by the police department or forensic analyst. Even this is also the same way. I would compare it, of course. So I would compare forensic analysis to reading comprehension, being able to understand the inner meaning and find out what exactly the author's tone is or what he wants to convey. Fine. Analyze the passage indicates as you go on reading sentence by sentence, instead of trying to remember the details, you should be able to focus on analyzing the passage. This effectively means that you must be able to summarize it in key points. The answers of all the questions will be mentioned in the passage, and hence try refraining from using personal bias. What do you mean by answers? Generally, you will always get MCQs. That means answer is there in the question paper or in the test paper. You should be able to just pick it out. That's all. But is it that much easy? Every option looks like Chinese face. Fine. So personal bias should not be there. You have to understand the passage in the author's or in the writer's view, not from your view. That is the first step to analysis. The method of arriving at the final answer is by elimination method, which is not the answer. First you eliminate and go on like that. And that at one point of time, you will be able to conclude what is the exact answer. And to be able to decide that, I'll tell you one thing, what is decision making? So when you have too many alternatives, each alternative you would analyze, you will assess, you will calculate the worth of something, calculate the worth of each option, and then you will try to eliminate which is not 100% applicable. And finally, you will get a tug between two options. Finally, choose one. You have your own reasons selectively. Fine. So while answering the questions based on the entire idea of the passage, read the whole passage. The content of the introduction, conclusion only should not be considered. Only introduction should not be considered. Only conclusion should not be considered. Though these two are very important in a passage. So if you are asked to give, sometimes they may ask you, what does the author mean by this word? 2 to 3 options like that. Synonyms. So select which is opposite or antonym to the word which is used in the passage. So antonym, the meaning of the word should be chosen in the context of the passage. Next. So reading strategies, predict, determining what you think will happen in the text. Try to understand. Use the title, use the text and illustrations to help you. Visualize, create mental images of the characters. Fine, you should go to the context. Means wherever it is happening, reading comprehension, we have a comprehension on, I mean to say, primitive man's hunting styles. Supposing there is a passage like that. Thousands of years back, there was no diabetes. Why you know? A man, if he is supposed to eat food or have food for that specific day, he was supposed to travel, either run or walk for 70 kilometers per day on an average to get food and hunt an animal and then bring it back, campfire, and after that, he was able to eat. So when there is this much exercise to body, there was no trace of diabetes at all. Thousands of years back, I'm telling you. So this is the passage. So the author, what does the author want to say, tell you? That means the present generation lacks exercise. We have things coming straight away, coming to our luxuries, luxurious point. Even if we can even arrange and hire someone to keep the food in our mouths, morsel of food. We happen to get habituated. We got addicted to such things. Wherever we go, for next street also, someone who has a very expensive car, he would use that. He doesn't mind to, he never tries to walk. So this habit finally landed in the human beings into a trouble. Got it? So here the passage is, what is the tone of the passage? What is the tone of the author? He is criticizing the modern lifestyles. Am I right? I'm not reading anything which is there on the display. I'm telling this on my own. Got it all? I'm not reading anything. Whatever I am telling you now is not there on the display. Fine. So the author is criticizing the ways of, I mean to say, the modern lifestyle, which is finally buying prosperity diseases. What do you mean by prosperity diseases? Diseases which occurred because of luxury, prosperity, wealth, and all these things. These are one types of diseases. When I am rich, what would I do? I have my own chopper, even to go to next village also. Fine, I would go in helicopter in my next village, to the next village also. I never try to walk. And finally, what happens? Insulin production is coming down. Got it? Yeah. Students, how many of you have really followed what I've been telling? Please message me. How many students have been really able to follow? Very good. Yes, 2 to 3 yeses I got. Fine. Hope it. So what did I tell? What did I tell actually? What about which topic was I talking to? Can you just tell me about the topic which I was discussing? About what topic? About health. Okay, someone said about health. That was right. And modern. Okay, modern lifestyle. Fine. Even chopper is not that. What I said is, if I had a chopper, what would I do? I would stop walking and I would stop doing exercises, even to reach a nearby village also. I would use my chopper because I'm something like a billionaire. Fine. Lack of exercise in the current generation. Very good, very good. So, my dear students, everyone is following. Yes. Thank you. Stop messaging. Fine. I'll concentrate on. I'll come back to the thing. I close the chat box. No need to message. Fine. Very good, students. Today's topic, 2 topics are very important. Yeah. Visualizing means that you tell that, I need to explain all these things. Visualize means create mental images of the characters, the entire setting and events in the text. Question. Stop and ask yourself questions to see if the text makes sense. Reread the text if you need more information. Connect. Connectivity should be very good. It should not have any signal problems, right? Think about what you already know about the text. Find ways to relate the text to yourself, other texts, and the world around you. Identify, determine the author's purpose. What is the purpose of the author? Find it out. Find all the important details, the main idea, and the themes of the text. Infer means how to use clues in the text and your own knowledge to fill the gaps and finally come to conclusions. That is inference. Evaluate, select the worthy choice. How do you assess it? Fine, evaluate. Think about the text as a whole and form opinions about what you read. Fine, it is not over. Now, big picture questions. What are the types of questions that are generally asked in reading comprehension? This is what I'm going to discuss now. Fine. Now, what are the general strategies that we discussed? Now we are going to discuss what are the types of questions that can be asked in a reading comprehension. So, big picture questions. These questions refer to the broad overview of the passage and check your overall understanding of the passage. These are mostly asked in the following forms. What is that? Main idea question. So what is main idea question? This relates to the central idea, theme of the passage. Example, they may ask you something like, which of the following most accurately states the main idea of the passage? Questions will be like this. I'm discussing what types of questions you would take. You would get it in reading comprehension passages. It is not something like, see, when we were children, when we were very young, something like second standard or third standard or fourth and fifth standards, we used to read one paragraph. After that, basing on the question, we used to underline where the sentence is and try to copy the same sentence and write as an answer. No, it would be very, very critical. Fine. They would ask you which of the following most accurately states the main idea of the passage. Which of the following best states the central idea of the passage? What is the gist? Something like gist of the passage is. Which gist means summary. Which of the following is the principal topic of the passage? Summarize the passage in one single line. Even that also they would ask. Now, primary purpose questions they might ask you. This refers to the most important emphasized points of the passage. Example, the primary purpose of this passage is to what? They'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4 options. The primary focus of this passage is on which of the following? The main concern of the passage is to what to do. Fine, like that they would ask. In the passage, the author is primarily interested in what? That 1, 2, 3, 4 options, ABCD they would give. The passage is chiefly concerned with what? Like that. This question type can also be asked for a specific paragraph. The primary purpose 3 is what? Instead of the whole passage. They would ask you what is the main purpose of the paragraph 3, paragraph 2, or the concluding para. Like that they would ask. Title questions. So the most apt title for the passage is what? Select the most suitable title for the passage from the following options. That is the way they would ask. Structure and organization. So which of the following best describes the organization of the passage? The structure of the passage can be outlined as, this is also one way. So the questions may also refer to a particular paragraph of the passage. Which of the following best describes the organization of the first paragraph of the passage? Passage. Please be aware of the pronunciation. One function of the third paragraph is to what? And specific questions would be fact-based, specific, detailed, target questions. These questions intend to ask you to identify the correct, incorrect facts. Examples. According to the passage states that. Which out of the following is true or false? Which thing has not been cited as? Like that they would ask. According to the author, what do you mean by laziness? What is prosperity diseases? The passage which I narrated. Like that. Next, by something, what does the author mean? According to the passage, like that. Which factor has not been cited? Inference questions. Inference questions are indirect conclusions of the passage. They are not directly stated in the passage. It's very difficult to find out even. It can be inferred. It can be concluded as per the logic from the passage. It cannot be inferred from the passage. Even that way they would ask. The passage uses this so and so to imply that. What can be inferred when the author states like that? Must be two questions. According to the passage, which one of this must be true? According to the passage, which one of this must be false? According to the passage, which one of the following would the author agree with? According to the passage, which one of the following would the author disagree with? So these types of questions can be constructed from a specific paragraph instead of the whole passage. Fine. Paraphrasing questions. The following extract, this is the dialogue uttered in the passage that can be paraphrased as, or this is the expression that can be rewritten as. So paraphrasing refers to express the same message in other way, different words. Rewording means try to, construct the same idea in a different way for the purpose of clarification. Vocabulary questions. Identify the synonym of the word in the passage, the phrase so and so means. In the sentence, what is the meaning of this specific words? So the above mentioned list is a comprehensive list of question types that are in general asked from reading comprehensions. Any new questions will be a derivative of these only. Fine, generally. I think I covered almost all types of questions. This is especially I prepared for you. Fine. So now we are going to analyze a passage. Now, ready? Stop sharing. Now, I'll share you something else. We are going to step into one passage and all must participate well. Got it? Yes, give me 1 second time. I'm sharing this. Yes, I'm sharing. So, my dear students, are you able to see something? Are you able to see the PowerPoint? Can someone? Yes. Can you type the first two words? Can you type the first two words? Can someone? Or second word? What is the second word in the displayed content? Yeah, thank you. I'm closing it. Got it. It's visible. I'm closing chat. No need to reply. Thank you all. Now, this is for you. Fine. Read the whole passage. I'm not going to read. No, I'm not going to read. Read the whole passage. I'm giving you enough time. 3 minutes time. And you have to answer the question. And I'm going to ask you why this option is right, why this option is wrong. Fine. Yeah, you read. I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes time. I'll be silent because I want you to understand. Read it. I'm silent intentionally so that you are able to read it. Completed reading? Have you all completed reading the passage? Have you all completed? No. Yeah, please. Okay. You worried about the even I didn't ask any question. I'm not going to ask you a question that is displayed beside. No. Ashrita, I'm not going to ask you any question that is displayed beside. No. I'm going to ask you something unexpected questions which are not displayed beside. This is the question here is only to cheat you. That's all. Got it? Fine. So everyone is worried about answers. So you see, however, we grown-ups still, after completing post-graduation, even doctorate also, still we behave like students only. That is the general. Yeah, someone gave B. I didn't ask any questions. No. Yeah. Now my question is done. Completed reading. Very good. What is this passage about? Can you tell me in one single expression? Now, I don't know what this passage is about. You have already read. Now tell me, I'm from countryside, when I'm from a small village, I'm uneducated. I'm asking you, what is this passage about in one or two expressions? About invention of machine, someone said so. Someone said invention. Okay. That's all? Okay. Okay. That's all? Anything else? What is this passage about? What is the answer for that? Inventions. Oh, that's all. The passage is about how an invention can be misunderstood by the people. Arbaz. Good. Arbaz. Arbaz G. I don't know where you are from. Yes. Tanoi. Yes. Yeah, all your answers are right. All the answers are right. But I wanted someone to be specific. Arbaz said so. The people in Paris worried about their livelihood due to new invention. Okay, very good. Effect of new invention. Very good. All your titles are apt. They are correct. All your ideas are very, very correct. Yes, everyone got it. So I'm closing the chat box. Inventions of machines. Yeah, Venkateswarlu. Yes. Madhu, Soni, Venkateswarlu, Narukami, Kenji. Yeah, whoever it is. Yeah, I'm closing the chat box. Yes. Now, what is this passage about? The question is equal to the question that is asked to the question that is displayed beside. The passage throws light on. That means the same thing. What is this passage about? Why invention should be avoided altogether? How invention can be misunderstood? What mischief an inventor can do to ordinary people? How dangerous an invention can prove to be? This entire passage is about, or this passage is about, or the passage throws light on how a well-meant invention can be misunderstood. So B is the answer. Fine. This entire passage says one single thing, focuses on only one single thing. Yes, B is right. What is this passage about? That sentence is equal to the passage throws light on how a well-meant invention can be misunderstood. Got it? Yes. Now the next question. Yes. The second one, the second question, same passage, only the question changed. The crowd was protesting against A, B, C, D. You can type your answers. C. Kamakshi Shrivas, Milind Sable, Arbaz, Gautam Ram, Mohit Narakumi. Yes, everyone typed. Srinesh, very good. Mihir Parab, Ashrita, Tanoy Chapade. Yes, I'm not able to pronounce some of your names. I'm sorry, please excuse me. Muzami Koizer, yes. Maunika, everyone opts C. And the crowd was protesting against the newly invented sewing machine. Yes, it's very easy. C is the answer. Now I'll appreciate the student who would answer me the third question. I've selected this passage only for the sake of third question, right? Not for the first question and second questions. Yes, C is the answer. I'm closing it. That is the third question. The aim of the crowd was to. Only one time you have to give me answer. Only one time. If you have typed your answer, once again, you should not change it. That is the game rule. Only it applies to third question. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Yes, I'm getting answers. Very good, very good, very good. Yes, Sakshi, Kamakshi, Madhu. I'm getting answers. Very good. Sagar. Yes, Neha. Yes, I got your answer. I'm looking at the answers. Gautam Ram. So that he can never make such invention again. Okay, Gautam Ram. Okay, you gave a comprehensive answer. Sony says destroy the sewing machine. Right. Okay. Whether it is right or not, we'll discuss. Rutuja. Amur, she say, someone says option B. Gaurav says D. Third para last sentence is the answer to this third question. Sir, it's Fahad. I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry, Fahad. I'm sorry. Yes, yes. I got it, Fahad. Yeah, Vedant says option D is the answer. Fine. The time is another 10 seconds. If anyone wants to type message, the time ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm closing the chat box. No more answers, please. No more answers, please. No more answers, please. Only in the entire list, only one student answered correctly. Fine, that is called comprehension passage. The entire purpose of my discussing this comprehension is the word comprehensiveness lies in this question. Now, please listen to this conversation, what I say now very, very attentively. Students, don't bother about your answers. I know someone is really worried. Why? How can my answer be wrong? Even internet is misleading answers. One website gives something, one website gives something else. Please don't rely on internet completely. Only to some extent you may rely, but not completely. Internet is not God, fine, which created this Big Bang theory and universe and so on. Fine. The aim of the crowd was to, before, don't bother about answers. Answers might be right or wrong, but am I learning today something? That should be your purpose. We have not come here to choose and celebrate my answer is right, my answer is wrong. That is childish. Am I right? Yes. Now bear with me. I'm reading the paragraph in the way it should be read. The crowd surged forward. Surged means rushed fast through the narrow streets of Paris. Yes, the word Paris, it says, yes, the location is Paris. Fine. The crowd surged, moved forward. I've closed the chat box. No more answers, please. So the crowd surged forward through the narrow streets of Paris. There was a clatter of shutters being closed hastily by trembling hands. Oh my God. There is a hyphen, you see. The citizens of Paris knew that once the fury of the people, what do you mean by fury? Here it means uncontrollable anger of the people was excited. There was no telling what they might do. They may do anything. They came. They refers to what? The crowd. They came to an old house which had a workshop on the ground floor. Now, second paragraph. A head popped out of the door to see what it was all about. Then they saw the head which popped out and they said, hey, get him, get Timoner. Timoner is the name of the fellow whose head popped out. Smash his devilish machines, the crowd yelled. Now the third paragraph. They found the workshop without its owner. Why? Why do you think they found the workshop without its owner? I'm sorry, it is Mr. Timoner, not M. Timoner. Mr. Timoner had escaped by the back door. Why? Why we'll discuss. Now they could not find him now. What should they do with their anger? They have to show the anger, divert the anger towards something else now. Fine, they would have shown, expressed straight away on that fellow if that fellow had been found, if they could catch him. But that fellow did not give them such a chance. That fellow escaped actually. Now the fury, their anger of the demonstrators, the crowd, turned against the machines that were standing in the shop, ready to be delivered to the buyers. What did they do to that machine? Systematically broken up, not something randomly, systematically, part by part, part by part. They destroyed dozens of them only when the last wheel, means one of the parts, spindle, had been trampled, means crushed underfoot. Did the infuriated crowd recover their senses? Means from their anger, they came back to neutral sense. What did they say in the last paragraph? That's the end of Mr. Timoner and his sewing machines, they said to one another. And what did they do? They went home satisfied. Perhaps they would find work. For the word for here, it means because, not preposition. It's a conjunction here. Same word can be used as a conjunction also. Because They were all unemployed tailors who believed that their livelihood was threatened by the new invention. Now, someone tell me, now, if they could catch him, what would they do? Please message your answers. Think that they caught that fellow Timanair. What will they do? What will they do according to you? If they could catch him? No. I want in 1 or 2 words. Yes, Muzamil. Yeah, Farhad or Muzamil, whoever it is. Yes. Beat him a lot, kill him, they will kill him, beat him, kill Timanair. Yes, Ashrita, what's your answer? Arbaz says kill Timanair. Srinesh says beat him. And Ashrita, yes, they will kill him. Very good, I got it. I have not checked your message, I have got it. Gaurav says they will kill. They will kill. Then they Mehir also says they will kill him. Now, why did your answers either to close shop or ask for employment? Oh, Sony, fine. They would close shop or ask for employment. Okay. Now, why do you think that fellow escaped? Why do you think that fellow escaped? Many people, 97% of the students, they messaged that they will kill him. Fine. Why do you think that fellow escaped? Timanair. Feared being beaten up. Yes. Apurupa says kill him. Muzamil, he says scared of his life. Very good. Milin says to save his wife. Very good. Now you people are on the track. Yes, you are all right. Now I'm closing this chat box. Scare. Yes. Stop messaging. Ma, I'm closing this chat. I have already closed the chat box. Stop messaging. See, a head popped out of the door to see what it was all about. Get him, get him on air. Think that at that time that fellow was caught. If they could catch him, they would first kill him. Why? The reason is another clue. They found the workshop without its owner. This is also one more clue. That fellow fled for his life. That Timanair had escaped by the back door. Now the fury of the demonstrators turned against the machines. Lifeless objects, they took part by part. If that fellow think that fellow was caught, will they leave him? And another clue. The first paragraph, you see, the crowd surged forward through the narrow streets of Paris. There was a clatter of shutters being closed hastily by trembling hands. Okay, until then you all understood. What is the next one? There is a hyphen there. The citizens of Paris knew, means they are habituated. They know very well that. What is that? Once the fury of the people was excited, once the anger of the crowd is excited, there was no telling what they might do. This sentence indicates that they don't have any enmity with the shopkeepers. But at this stage, if the shopkeepers don't close their shops and support their strike, they may even kill shopkeepers also. They may do anything, means what? There was no telling what they may do. They may do anything even to the shopkeepers against, they don't have any enmity with the shopkeepers, but they don't even spare shopkeepers also. Now, how can you think that if they can catch Timanair, they'll keep? Do you think that they are going to ask Mr. Timanair, we are very sorry, you are depriving our livelihood, and why do you invent such machines, yeah? And why do you take away bread and butter, I mean to say, from us? And do you think that they are going to plead with him? No. Since they found the workshop without its owner, they diverted their anger towards the machines, and lifeless machines, they turned them into pieces part by part. Systematically, they broke it. Right. So this is called comprehensiveness. The way we should understand the passage, the answer to a question does not lie in one single paragraph. The answer to any question lies behind the comprehensive idea of the paragraph. So what is the answer for the third one? Now you only message. What is the answer for the question now? Message now, everyone. What is the actual answer for the A? Yes. But one boy, I don't know, one student answered it in the very first instance only. He answered, he was the only participant who answered A. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Fine, fine. Now you have understood. Me, yes. What's your name, dear? Who answered it correctly? Can you please type your name? Me, sir, you said. Narukami. Narukami. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry, because I'm not able to pronounce your proper noun because I'm not used to it. But that's good, 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 good. Fine, fine, fine. Let me clap for you. And let me clap for all the participants for their patient listening. The most disciplined participants in an online class I have ever seen. You are all, that entire credit goes to you all, dear. Really, leave about this passage, but that credit goes to you. That's really great. Fine. Yes, the aim of the crowd was to kill Timanayar. Let us not waste much time. The people thought that. What is the answer for the fourth one? The people thought that. What is the answer for the fourth one? What is the answer for the fourth one? Yes, answers, 9 answers, I got it. Yes. Okay. Someone typed it entire answer. You are all right. You are all right. You are all right. The people thought that Mr. Timanayar, this fellow, was depriving them of their livelihood. He is taking away their livelihood. That is the thing that fellow is doing. That's the reason they wanted to kill that fellow if they can catch him, if they could catch him. All answers, everyone opted for D. That's good, good, correct, correct, correct. Now, fifth one, the last one. Shutters were being closed hastily because the shopkeepers. Shutters were being closed hastily because the shopkeepers. What is the answer for this fifth question? Correctly, you must give. Yeah, some of them gave correctly. Narukami, Kenji. Can you just think once again, ma? No. Shutters were being closed hastily because the shopkeepers feared their shops would be invaded. 98% of the students opted for C. C is the correct answer. Why? How? Once again, I'm reading. The crowd surged forward through the narrow streets of Paris. There was a clatter of shutters being closed hastily by trembling hands. The word trembling says directly clue that they feared their shops would be invaded. If they don't close their shops, they may break everything. They may even kill them. Not only shops invading, the implied idea is they may beat them up. They may, in that anger, they may, there is no wonder even if they kill them also. They feared by trembling hands. What is the style of closing their shops? Shutters were being closed with trembling hands. It means they feared their shops would be invaded. They did not want to show their solidarity. Solidarity means they didn't want to show that they are supporting with the crowd. No, they don't have such any such invention. What will they get if they show their support towards the crowd? Their intention is only to save their shops. That's all. Till they are there at that place. After they're leaving that place, they will open the shops. That is the situation. Fine? That's it. Now, the second passage. It is not luck but labor that makes a man. Yeah, previous passage is over. Fine. Luck says, an American writer, it is not, there is nothing like, luck is not the name of the fellow. Luck says, an American writer, is every waiting for something, ever waiting, sorry. I'm sorry. This is ever waiting for something to turn up. Labor with keen eyes and strong will always turns up something. Fine. Luck. Please correct the second line. Ever waiting, not every waiting. It is ever waiting. EVER waiting. This Y is extra. Sorry. So luck lies in bed and wishes the postman would bring him news of legacy. Labor turns out at 6 and with busy pen and ringing hammer lays the foundation of competence. Luck wines, labor watches. Luck relies on chance, labor on character. Luck slips downwards to self-intelligence. Labor strides upwards and aspires to independence. The conviction, therefore, is extending that diligence is the mother of good luck. In other words, I'm not able to see my own passage. Yeah, I'm keeping this here. 1 minute. Yes. Diligence is the conviction, therefore, is extending that diligence is the mother of good luck. In other words, that a man's success in life will be proportionate to his efforts, to his industry, to his attention to small things. Now, which one of the statements is true about the passage? D. Yes, D is the correct answer. You understood correctly. So what is this passage about? Now, my question is entirely different. What is this passage about? Please answer to that question in the chat box. What is this entire passage about? Yeah, what did you finally find? This passage is about what? Okay, I am looking at the answers. Success. Don't rely on work for it. Don't rely on work. Hard work becomes success. Okay. Hard work is the element to be maintained by person than simply depending. Okay. Yes. The whole passage is about comparison between luck and labor. What do you mean by labor? Hard work. What do you mean by luck? Which happens without anything. Fine. It's a comparison between what is luck, what is labor. What does luck do and what does labor do? What does? Fine. That is the comparison. Fine. So, finally, what do we conclude? Which one of the statements is true about the passage? Success is exactly proportionate to hard work. Yes, D is the answer. Next. Second one. Which one of the following words in the passage indicate that the writer does not ultimately reject the element of luck? Which one of the following words in the passage indicate that the writer does not ultimately, completely reject the element of luck? Option C, option A. Try to understand the question. What did the question say? First of all, try to understand the question. Yeah, some of them are right, some of them are wrong. Anyway, we are not bothered about being right or wrong. So what does the question say? Question says, which one of the following options in the passage, which one of the following words in the passage indicate that writer does not ultimately reject the element of luck? Means according to the writer, he doesn't completely reject that luck is not at all there. It is only 100% labor only always wins. which words tell that, somewhere something, he said that luck might be there in that tone, but labor is 98%, luck might be only for 2%. Fine. So which idea means that? C is the answer. Diligence is the mother of good luck. How? What do you mean by diligence? Means being able to produce continuous hard work with concentration. Right? Yes. Now I'm closing the chat box. Now we'll see how this can be understood. It is not luck but labor that makes a man. Luck, says an American writer, is ever waiting for something to turn up. Luck always thinks that everything will happen, everything will coincide. Someone will come to me and give me money. When I pick up a lottery, I will win it. There is nothing like hard work. I can just earn money like that. Fortune always, whatever I touch, it becomes gold. That is what luck says. But there is one semicolon. But you see, labor means hard work with keen eyes and strong will always turns up something, means makes to happen. It tries to make something happen. But luck thinks that everything will happen on its own. That is the meaning of the first paragraph. Second paragraph said, luck lies in bed and wishes the postman would bring him news of a legacy. It is not just the postman. Luck happily, negligently, carelessly sleeps on the bed, means takes rest and thinks that someone will bring me good news that one day I became a billionaire. But the labor says, labor turns out at 6 and with busy pen and ringing hammer. What do you mean by busy pen and ringing hammer? It is not exactly the pen, or there is nothing hammer. With hard work, trying to do something. That is the meaning of busy pen and ringing hammer. Lays the foundation of competence. Means it tries to produce something. It tries to, it tries to turn up something. Right? Luck whines. Luck always says, I did not get it. Someone did not allow me to do that. Only because you people were selfish, I could not do it. It cries like that, like a small child. But labor watches, oh, today I thought of doing something. I tried my level best, but it could not happen. No issue. Today I failed. But today, from today's failure, I will learn some lesson and try to make it tomorrow. That is the difference between luck whines, labor watches. Luck relies on chance. But labor relies on character, labor on character. Luck slips down to self-indulgence. So today, I earn 10K in casino or 10 lakhs in casino. What do I do next day? I don't even play at casino. I would simply spend all the money and enjoy. And finally, until I become zero, I do the same thing. And once again, I come back and think that next day also I will get 10 lakhs in casino. What do you mean that what do you mean that luck slips down to self-indulgence? Luck always thinks, if I achieve one achievement, happily, let me be careless and spend time, waste time and think that the same thing will happen forever. But what is the character of labor? Labor strives upwards and aspires to independence. Labor never does that. Labor thinks that, no, I must produce something. I must be independent. I must prove myself to turn out something. That is the thinking capacity of labor. The conviction means the conclusion, the belief, the understanding as a whole is therefore extending that. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Means if you work hard and if you try to show your competence and sweat out to do something at the right time, at the right place with hard work, it might produce luck. This is where the answer is there. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Who is the mother of good luck? Hard work is the mother of good luck. That means luck part is there, 1% or 2%. But who should produce luck also? Hard work. Today I worked well. See, I'll tell you one thing. Now, I'll give you a live example, my dear students. Now, without involving anything, if I simply display and ask you to read and give me some answers and end this class, what is the impression I am getting from you all students? You tell me, what is the impression I am getting? You will say that that fellow shows something. After that, he doesn't even read it also. And we have to read it and give our answers. In the meantime, the time is over. This mentality is called something like this. Luck slips down to self-indulgence, or luck relies on chance. Luck lies in bed and wishes the postman would bring him news. If I show something and the students will learn something else, if that is my mentality, what happens? I'll show you something. Displaying will be there. You have to read and you will get the answer. You will start, I mean to say, typing your answers. By the time you complete it, the time is over. So this is the mentality of luck. But am I doing that? No. So what is the conviction? Therefore, is extending that diligence. If you work hard, one day you may be lucky. Diligence, hard work is the mother of good luck. Means, who is the mother of diligence? Hard work. And diligence produces good luck. 10 days, if you work hard, 11th day, things may be happening on their own place. In other words, same idea is put in a different way. What is that? That a man's success in life will be proportionate to his efforts. Means success will depend on the amount of effort you put to his industry. What do you mean by industry? Means not a company here being able to do hard work continuously without skipping for a chance. Comma is there here. To his attention to small things. Fine. Means we should be attentive in very, very small things also, whether it is friendship, whether it is a job, whether it is an employment, whether it is business, whatever it is, you should be very, very attentive to even a small customer also, small things also, unimportant things also. Then only people would recognize that, yes, this company, mobiles, customer cares. Everyone, when we go there and we complain that the mobile is under repair, they receive us properly. Customer care receives us properly. When do you get that? When you care for small, when you are attentive to small things also. Am I right? That's it. Fine. So diligence is the mother of good luck. That is the answer. So which one of the following words indicate the passage indicates that the writer does not completely reject the element of luck. He also feels that luck part is there. But which expression says that? This expression. What is that? Diligence is the mother of good luck. Hard work only can produce luck. This statement, according to this statement, C is the answer. Got it? Everyone understood? Got it? Got it. Yes, yes. Thank you. Now, the last question, I think. We are running out of time. Oh my God. Yes. I have many things to tell you, but the time is not sufficient always. Now, what is the answer for this? Labor turns out at 6 and with busy pen and ringing hammer lays the foundation of competence. What does this statement mean? Hard work of all kinds makes people efficient. Labor lays the foundation of the building. The writer and the laborer are the true eyes of the society. There is no worker who works so hard as the laborer who begins his day at 6 in the morning. Labor turns out at 6 and with the busy pen and ringing hammer lays the foundation of competence. What is the answer? Okay, I got D, I got A, I got C, I got A once again. Again, yes, I need some more. Yes, B says, D says, please read the sentence, please read the question properly, please read the question properly. Please, students, yes, many of them are trying to give correct answers. Yes, yes. Very good, very good. Yes, Kenji Narukami something. Yes, yes. Now your answer is right. Very good, very good. Labor turns out at 6 and with busy pen and ringing hammer lays the foundation of competence. This expression means what? That is the question. Now, let us see A. Hard work of all kinds makes people efficient. This may be the answer, but we'll see. Labor lays the foundation of the building. Now, B is ruled out. Why? You know, he never said that labor lays the foundation of one specific building. We are not talking about any building. Of the building indicates one specific building, one bungalow or something building. No, there is nothing said so. So B is out, eliminated. C, A, we keep it aside. C, the writer and the laborer are the true eyes of the society. There is no such conclusion at all. I'm sorry. The writer and the laborer, these two were not compared in the passage itself. It was never said in the passage that they are the two eyes of society. No. How can the writer become the eyes, one of the eyes of the society? C is irrelevant, completely 100% irrelevant. B and C are eliminated. Now only A and D are remaining. D, there is no worker who works so hard as the laborer who begins his day at 6 in the morning. No, there is nothing. See, what do you mean by labor turn? Labor turns out. It is labor, not laborer. Am I right? Labor in this entire passage means hard work. Your willingness to work, do work hard, your willingness to work hard, that is the meaning of the word LABOUR. But what was said here, you see, there is no worker who works so hard as the laborer. Laborer means who works, a worker. Nothing is mentioned about any specific worker in the entire passage. Labor here, it means the ability to do hard work. Now, what does the option D say? Laborer who begins. So one specific worker who begins his day at 6 in the morning. There is nothing mentioned which something begins his day at 6 a.m. in the morning. Nothing. Fine. You see. Laxation is ever waiting. Fine. Labor turns out at 6. Here the sentence means instead of happily sleeping and neglecting hard work, what is the mentality of hard work? Hard work turns out at 6 means, turns out means very early in the morning with busy pen. Do you mean one Reynolds pen or something else? Parker pen? No. With busy attitude and ringing hammer. Is there any hammer involved? No. This is not the exact meaning, the actual meaning of the expression. Ringing hammer means by continuously trying to produce something lays the foundation of competence. Am I right? So which is the answer now to this? B eliminated, C eliminated, D is absolutely irrelevant idea. What is the answer? Option A, obviously. Now, why didn't you guess like this? Shall I tell you students one thing? Take all the classes, listen to all the classes in the laptop or desktop only. The moment you try to listen to something in mobile, 75% concentration is gone. No, sir, we are also giving right answers even looking at mobile. Yes, I appreciate all the students. But if you have a laptop, you will be able to see it much better, clearly. Am I right? I feel some students, only because of the space in the mobile, they might not be following. If they had been following the classes through, attending the classes through laptop, they would have given me correct answers. This is what I feel. Fine. Option A is the answer. Hard work of all kinds. What is that kind? Turning out at early in the morning at 6 or whatever. At 6 means not at exactly at 6 o'clock. What do you mean by this expression? Early in the morning. With busy pen means thinking of doing something, and ringing hammer, systematically doing something, every work as per the timetable, as per the proper planning, preparation, lays the foundation, produces the foundation of competence. So hard work of all kinds, different kinds were given here. So all kinds makes people efficient. So did you understand now? What is that? Someone asks, sir, should I rejoin with laptop? No, not necessary, dear. Arbaz or Hamid, whoever it is, you need not rejoin. You need not rejoin. Don't rejoin now. Only in general, I am telling. In general, if you do like that, you will be more beneficial. Fine. Yes. We are not going to do this passage because we are running short of time. Fine. Yes. I'm going to tell you something about the most difficult part, that is critical reasoning. The most difficult part in this entire verbal ability is critical reasoning. What is the name of the topic? Critical. When do we use the word critical? When something is really very difficult. Am I right? Are you all able to see? Please, the 5 main critical reasoning question types. Are you all able to see whatever I displayed? Please, yes. Yes, thank you. Stop. Thank you. What do you mean by critical reasoning? There are different types of questions that are asked by giving just 1 sentence or 2 sentences or 3 to 4 line paragraph or a very big paragraph. They would ask you, according to the author, according to the given statement, do you think that the following options can strengthen the argument or can weaken the argument? Which argument weakens? Now I would say, I always travel by train. I did not display anything. I'm telling on it on my own. I always prefer to travel by train. This is the sentence. Now option A says, trains are the best ways to commute, means travel. Option A. Option B says, please listen to me. Option B says, trains are always found packed. So a passenger might not enjoy traveling by train. Option C says, trains, if they are vacant, if the passenger is able to find seats, then train journey is comfortable. Next, option D says, in this overpopulated country, it's very difficult to get train tickets on time. How tricky is, you see. Now, the actual sentence says, I always prefer trains to travel, something like that. Now, they will ask you by giving ABCD options, which option strengthens the actual idea? Which option weakens the actual idea? Which option is close to the actual idea? Such questions can be asked. So, what are the 5 main critical reasoning question types? There are 2 to 3 more, but I am discussing actually what are the main things. Fine. Strengthen the argument question may be worded as strengthen the argument. Which of the following, if true, might strongly support? Which of the following options, if true, would most strengthen? Which statements above, if true, best support? Which of the following assertions, like that they will ask you. Weaken the argument or finding something wrong in that. Flaw means something which is not correct. Keywords you might see. The question types I'm discussing here. Weaken the argument question may be worded as, which one of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? Which one of the following, if true, would cast the most doubt on? The objection implied above is based on doubts about what? Which of the following points to the most serious logical flaw in the author's argument. Like that they would ask. Next, inference questions. An inference question may be worded as, inference means conclusive idea. Because of this, your conclusion is this. Fine. How do you infer like that? An inference question may be worded as, which of the following can properly be inferred from the statements above? Which of the following can be correctly inferred, concluded from the statements above? And finding the assumption questions might be, find the assumption question may be worded as, which of the following is an assumption made in drawing the conclusion above? Assumption means you believe that something is true. You assume that something is true. But if that is true or not, that is correct or not, it will be understood by the ending. Which of the following is an assumption on which the argument relies? Or the thing, fifth one is paradox. What do you mean by paradox? India is a rich country inhabited by poor people. Two things were used here, rich and poor. Am I right? Rich and poor. Fine. It is not poor, poor. That is the actual pronunciation. India is a rich country, it seems, but inhabited by means mostly resided by poor people. Means India is a rich country. There are billionaires and there are people who can just throw money. Yes, we have such people. Fine. But India is majority of the Indian population are very, very poor people. It is a paradoxical statement. Means quite opposite elements are being compared with one single idea. That is called paradox. Got it? Now, a paradox question may be worded as, which of the statements below provides the most likely explanation for the two seemingly contradictory, means quite opposite statements here above. Which of the following, if true, most helps to resolve the paradox outlined above, to solve the opposite ideas? Which of the following, if true, best explains the reason for the apparent discrepancy, means not being able to understand or come to an agreement because of two different statements described above? These are the question pattern. Fine. Yes. It takes some time, my dear students, to be able to understand these questions at all. Leave alone following the topic. It takes some time to understand this question. This is the most troubling, most critical, most difficult part of verbal ability, entire verbal ability. The winning in cat relies on this. So this is very, very difficult topic I am trying to discuss. You will not agree with me. And you will not agree with that. It is not being able to agree with me. The topic is like that. Fine. Now, I am running on the road. That is easy. If there is no traffic jam. Now, I am running on Sahara Desert. Think how it would be. The moment I step in, what happens? My foot or feet can go almost 1 meter distance down. Why? Sand is like that, and it would be scorching. Means as if on live coal I put my feet there, it would look like that because of the temperature in Sahara Desert. Can I run now? If I step out, what happens? Evening I should be applying Bernal to my feet. Am I right? So that is the difference. Reading comprehension, answering questions, that is entirely different from trying to analyze one statement and 2 to 3 sentences and getting the answer. That is why it is named as critical reasoning questions. The following steps are essential. Comprehend, try to understand and use language with accuracy, clarity, and discernment, and try to understand. Observe and apply relevant information from the facts of the case. Case means the sentence which they give, the idea unit which they give. Recognize unstated assumptions and values. What are the unstated things that we can understand? That also you should be able to recognize. Interpret data to appraise evidence and evaluate arguments. With the help of some data, try to analyze things. What is true, what is not true. This is related to this, like that. Recognize the existence or non-existence of logical relationships between propositions. Whatever idea that is proposed, what exists, what not exists, what is the relationship between the Logical relationship between the two statements, try to understand. Draw warranted conclusions, means wanted conclusions. Conclusion, other name is inference, and generalizations. We'll take one example now. This story looks very odd, am I right? Yes. Now, construction of an argument. An argument consists of two essential components. Premise. What do you mean by premise? It is not premises. I'm sorry, the pronunciation is premise. Same word might be pronounced according to the other meaning that is given to the word. What do you mean by premise? Here, contextual meaning is the facts of the case. What are conclusions? The result. The result. The result reached through the facts. An argument, however small, might have two components. An argument means one sentence, one idea that is given for analysis. May also be based on assumptions and may also lead to conclusions also. Now, what is an assumption? You assume something, that is called an assumption. An assumption is a thought or idea taken to be true to arrive at the stated conclusion, but has no supporting evidence in the facts of the case, premises. In other words, it is an implied fact. Implied premise means implied fact, which appears to be fact, from which finally you get a conclusion. Fine. For example, there is one example here. What is the premise here? Jack's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. This is the only sentence that is given. What is the sentence given? Jack's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. Now, this conclusion and assumption are not given in the sentence. That is the only sentence which appears. And when I look at the sentence, my conclusion is, therefore, he must be the killer. That is one idea. Assumption is, nobody else touched the weapon before or after Jack did. That must be true. So I assume that nobody else might have touched the weapon. And the conclusion is, therefore, Jack should be the killer, ultimate killer, and the police are going to catch him. But all these ideas are found in the sentence. No, that is, I understood it like that. The actual sentence is only one single sentence. Jack's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. The conclusion is that fellow might be the killer. And the assumption is, what did I assume? Nobody else might have touched it. Fine. How to work out on assumption? Now, the assumption is an implicit premise. It is something like a premise, a fact which is hidden, which is understood with a conclusion, which a conclusion cannot be, without a which conclusion cannot be reached. So think of the argument as a simple sum. 2 plus 3 plus something else becomes 10. So 2 plus 3 plus, what is the x here? 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Another 5 is equal to 10. So 2, we'll assume it as one premise, one fact. And 3 is another premise, another fact, plus one assumption. We assume that something is true. Finally, these three components become, or they help us reaching one conclusion. So be clear, students, as to what the conclusion is. Ask yourself what the writer of the question is trying to prove. So as the conclusion changes, this assumption must change. This X part must change. Example. Same example. Jack's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. Conclusion. The conclusion is, yet he cannot be the killer. Why? Assumption is, some evidence of the involvement of another person exists. This is the new way of analysis. Fine. Now, what not to do when working out the assumption? What not to do? We'll discuss what not to do. Please observe this sentence properly. The premise, the actual sentence is, philosophers play an important role in the intellectual development of society. That is the one and only sentence that is given. This is something like a question. So how do I analyze this one? We'll see. How should we analyze this one? What is the correct analysis? What is the wrong assumption? We'll see. Premise is, the fact is, philosophers play an important role in the intellectual development of society. That is the sentence. The conclusion is, therefore they influence people's thinking. Why thinking? Intellectual development, it said. So this is my conclusion. This is a student's conclusion. That is the conclusion given. Now the assumption is, philosophers are crucial to the intellectual development of people. Can this assumption be right? No. Why? It said, rephrasing a premise does not make it an assumption. Means it is telling what the actual sentence means. No, you did not find out something newly. It is the same sentence, same meaning as the actual sentence is telling. Philosophers are crucial to the intellectual development of people. That idea is equal to, philosophers play an important role in the intellectual development of society. Now, what is the hell? What is the bloody hell we found out? Nothing. What did you assume correctly? Nothing else. So, assuming the same idea, copying the same idea is wrong. That should not be done. What is our title? What not to do when working out the assumption? You should not carry out the same idea. Now, assumption 2. Society needs intellectual development. Here also, an irrelevant statement that does not support the conclusion is not an assumption. Is it supporting the conclusion? Society needs intellectual development. Note, is it the final? Can it help us in reaching the final conclusion, which is equal to conclusion? This statement is irrelevant. This assumption is irrelevant. So it does not support the conclusion. Assumption 3 we'll see. Assumption 3 says, intellectual development of society may not happen at all. This statement, this assumption completely, it contradicts, it is opposite to the actual sentence. It cannot be assumption. This is also wrong. Now, assumption 4. Society believes in what philosophers say. Yes, this looks correct. Why? The reason is, here when you see, philosophers play an important role in the intellectual development of society. So the assumption is, society believes in what philosophers say. The assumption addresses and validates the conclusion. So how not to do, what not to do when working out the assumption, this analysis, these analytical sentences give reason. Students, you will get this. You will get this material. No need to worry. Fine. Now, what is an inference? An inference is a statement logically derived from the fact, premise, actual sentence, or the conclusion, or something, a logic derived from either the sentence or the conclusion, both. In other words, it is an implied conclusion. It is an understood thought of conclusion. An inference is a statement logically derived from premise or the conclusion, or both together. Fine. In other words, it is an implied conclusion. Fine. Let's consider the first example that we saw. No, there is no question and answer. Fine. How to derive, how to analyze sentences in critical reasoning, we are discussing. We have not started the question. Fine. In other words, to tell you this, it takes 2 to 3 days. To do satisfactorily, to complete this topic, it takes at least 6 to 7 hours or 8 hours. Daily 1 hour, daily 2 hours, something like that. That I'm trying to tell you in briefly. Yeah. So now let's consider the first example. Jack's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. Conclusion is therefore he must be the killer. Assumption is nobody else touched the weapon before or after Jack did. Fine, that is assumption. You assumed it like that. The inference is at some point Jack handled the weapon. That much is pakka clear. This is called inference. Now, someone messaged me something. Oh, attendance link, they're asking. So another sample argument. It has been observed that due to poverty, many children from underprivileged families work in hazardous professions such as manufacturing of fireworks. Inference 1, the children are deprived of education. What is the sentence? You read it. It has been observed that because of poverty, due to poverty, many children from underprivileged families who are very poor work in hazardous professions like in mines or something like that, such as manufacturing of fireworks, such dangerous professions which may harm, which may take their lives at any point of time. So can you conclude, can you infer it like that? Number one inference is these children are deprived of education. No, that means don't put your new ideas into the actual sentence. They may still be attending school. Who says so? This sentence does not say that it is deprived of education. They might be doing part-time. Who knows? They are getting educated and doing it also. It might be. So this type of inference is not correct. Inference 2, manufacturers of fireworks commonly employ child labor. Yes, it might be there. It might be there. That is, this might be true. Yes, this way of thinking is correct. Inference 3, poverty forces poor families to take significant risks with their health. Yes, this sentence also supports the idea which is given in the students. I don't give attendance link. Sir gives you attendance link. So please excuse me. I don't have the attendance link. Sorry. Fine. Poverty forces poor families to take significant risk with their health. Yeah, that can be understood by this sentence. So first one is incorrect. This way of thinking coming to conclusion is wrong. Inference 2 is right. Inference 3 is also right. So this is the way we analyze arguments. Now, there is a question here. How to this type of questions, which idea strengthens the argument? Which idea weakens the argument? Now the argument is, I'm not reading all these things. Means what is strengthening? To find the answer choice option that equals the central assumption is correct. Weakening means a weakening argument can directly disapprove the assumption. Any choice that states the assumption is wrong is equal to weakening the argument. What is the sentence we see? The latest Bollywood movie is based on a best-selling novel and stars Salman Khan. Therefore, the film is expected to do well in box office. Reading once again. The latest Bollywood movie is based on a best-selling novel and Salman Khan is the hero and stars Salman Khan. So therefore, the film is expected to do well in box office. What is the first step in these kinds of questions is to identify the facts and the conclusion. Fact 1, film is based on a popular novel. Very good, that is right. Fact 2, star is Salman Khan. That is also correct. So the conclusion is, because of these two elements, film should be successful. Got it? Now, for the hidden assumption, you try to assume from the very actual, the same sentence, what is assumption is always unstated, hence it is hidden. Your assumption, you assumed by reading the sentence that fans of the book are expected to help sales of the tickets. You assumed that one. Reader, student assumes like that. Assumption 2 also. Fact. Another fact, assumption is Salman Khan's presence should contribute to the success of the film. Fine. These are the two assumptions. The general assumption is that based on main statement, anything based on popular novel and popular star will be a huge hit at the box office. Now, once we have identified these three aspects of the question, we read the question so as to identify what is required. If the question requires strengthening or weakening the argument, in order to strengthen or weaken an argument, we will look at the assumptions. In order to strengthen the argument, the assumption will support the argument. Else, it will go against the argument. Now, based on the question, the latest Bollywood movie is based on best-selling novel and stars Salman Khan. Therefore, the film is expected to do well in box office. This is the actual sentence. Now, for the above questions, consider the following options. What are the options? Options that are given are: option 1, the film will play only in urban areas. Option 2, the producers of the film have cast their next movie without Salman Khan. And the third one, the film is not likely to win an Academy Award. The fourth option, the book upon which the film is based is a worldwide hit. Fifth option says, Salman Khan's popularity ratings are at an all-time low. See, we have different ideas. Options are given. Such options are given. Now, think that with these options, if for the above options, these are the options given in the question, this is the actual question, fine. Now, if for the above options, think that, students, listen to me properly. The thing that the question is to strengthen the argument, then we will choose answer as option 4. Why? It would elaborate the book's popularity, thereby increasing the sales of the movie, consequently, means finally, making the movie a hit. Fine. What is the option 4? If you want to strengthen the argument, means if you want to give, which idea gives additional strength to the main idea in these options? What is the option? The book upon, option 4, the book upon which the film is based is a worldwide hit. This option strengthens the actual idea. So, this should be the option which strengthens. This should be the answer if they ask you which option strengthens the idea. However, if the question is, to weaken the argument, please find out which option weakens the argument, then we will choose option 5. By option 5 is talking about the decreased popularity of Salman Khan, which is not at all relevant. Thus, lesser people will watch and thus the movie will not be a hit. What is said here? The latest Bollywood movie is based on a best-selling novel and stars Salman Khan. So, two qualities are found. It is a best-selling novel and a famous star like Salman Khan is starring. Therefore, what is the conclusion? The film is expected to do well in box office. Now, which one is purely opposite to the actual idea? Option 5. Salman Khan's popularity ratings are at an all-time low. No, this doesn't suit any way. This is a wrong idea when you consider what is happening in the actual question. So, if the question is which option weakens the actual idea, then option 5 is the answer. If the question is which option strengthens the argument, then option 4, the book upon which the film is based is a worldwide hit, should be the answer. Got it? Have you understood until now? Please give me answers, students. Have you understood until now whatever I said, this specific question? If you have understood it, then I think even if I don't have any other, if I don't have a topic which should be discussed for 7 hours, 6 hours, I'm discussing within 1 hour. Fine. If you have understood this, I think you will be able to do something on your own when you go with the questions. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. That is the reason there are hundreds and thousands of types of questions, but I selected this because everyone will be interested when we say Salman Khan. Fine. That's the reason I selected this. I have numerous questions, but I selected this one. Fine. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm changing the slide. Now, what do you mean by inference-based question? Now, strengthening and weakening based questions are over. Inference-based question. Most inference questions require an inference, an understood conclusion, not of the kind we typically make in our daily lives. Fine. The inference must be based solely on the passage. We conclude according to the information we have. Our general knowledge says, our mind says, see, I like puppies. Now, the question is, a 4-year-old boy was chased by street dogs and finally they killed him. That is the sentence. Now, because I like dogs, I love puppies, I should not frame a negative opinion towards that sentence. I should believe that according to the sentence, street dogs are causing some deaths of children because children are not able to chase dogs and scare them away. Some of the children in the city are dying because of the fierce behavior of street dogs. That is what the sentence says. Then I should take the sentence, I should analyze the sentence as true. I should not put my biased opinion. Since I love dogs, I cannot say, no, not all dogs will be doing like that. There are some street dogs which wag tails and come and lick us and try to ask us some food. No, the statement is wrong. I should not put my own bias and experience there. Am I right? We try to inference, we try to infer, we have to understand the question as the question is. Fine. So that is called inference-based question. Now the fact is given here. Anil has started devoting 15 hours to study seriously for BPO. This is the example given. So Anil has started sparing 15 hours to study seriously for BPO. Now what can be said about Anil? These could be the follows. Anil is a hardworking person because 15 hours time is there. Anil is likely to crack BPO because the word seriously is there. So he is very likely to crack that. Thank you for understanding. Fine. I've checked the messages. Anil is much focused, determined, and has lots of patience. Why that fellow is able to study for 15 consecutive hours. I can't study for 15 minutes. Am I right? Many students complain, sir, I'm not able to concentrate. My mind is like a monkey. Human being's mind is always compared to monkey because monkey has many thoughts. If I ask all my participants now to close their eyes and if I ask you to imagine this one, please don't imagine a monkey in your mind now. Now immediately your mind will start imagining monkeys only. Am I right? That is how mind is configured. Am I right? So that fellow is spending 15 hours time. What a patience he has. Fine. Now all the above three conclusions drawn on the basis of a given fact are inferences. Now inference means this. So more than one inference can be drawn on the basis of given fact. Now we'll see. Now, so there is just explanation. We'll see this and end today's topic. Fine. Read the given facts passage and answer the questions that follow. What is the passage? So it is not one line or two lines. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4.5 lines, 4.5 sentences, long paragraph. Let us analyze. People are always less happy to accept scientific data they feel contradicts their preconceived beliefs. No surprise here. No human likes to be wrong. But science isn't supposed to care about preconceived notions. Science, at least good science, tells us about the world as it is and not as some wish it to be true. Sometimes what science finds is consistent with a particular religion's wishes, but usually it is not. Once again, I am reading. People are always less happy to accept scientific data. They feel contradicts their preconceived beliefs. What do you mean by the first sentence? People are not happy to accept scientific data. Why? Preconceived belief means already framed good opinion which they have for the last many years. What does science do? It contradicts. It says quite opposite sometimes, which what I believe to be true. So no surprise here. Why? No human likes to be wrong. No one wants to accept something. No one wants to prove himself wrong. But science is least bothered. That is what this sentence says. But science isn't supposed to care about preconceived notions. Science's main intention is to explain the difference between cause and effect. Fine. Fine. So science is least bothered about preconceived notions. What human beings form an opinion, such, science doesn't care at all. I was held up in the traffic jam, so I missed the train. Someone messaged me, I was held up in the traffic jam, so I missed the train. Say the answer, please. Don't say my name, sir. Oh. I think, are you asking if conditional clauses? I was held up in the traffic jam, so I missed the train. Do you want me to construct in the if conditional? If I had not been held up in the traffic jam, I would not have missed the train. If I had not been held up in the traffic jam, I would not have missed the train. That is the answer. Okay, you are asking something which is related to yesterday's topic. No, we don't have time, please. Yeah. Now, science is least bothered about preconceived notions. Please don't message anything about previous topic. Let us be there with the present topic. Science, at least good science. In the science, there is some other category. Good science tells us about the world as it is. It doesn't care about my sentiments or your sentiments. It tells what is there between the difference between cause and effect, and not as some wish it to be. Not human beings wish how the science should behave. No. Sometimes what science finds is consistent with a particular religion's wishes, but usually it is not. Sometimes it may coincide with a particular religion's wishes, what science finds, but generally it is not like that. This is the actual paragraph or sentence or question. Now, question is, what can be inferred about good science? Select from the given options. The options we have is, a good science is well received by the educated people. Is it true? We'll see. A good science is based on concrete results obtained through testing a hypothesis. Hypothesis means you believe that something is true. A good science and religion are same. Is it true? That is what is that the question is that the question is telling. A good science will always prove the general populace wrong. General populace means what general people, majority of the people think. Now the solution. What is the question? What can be inferred? What can be concluded? Means understood by the context about good science. Select from the given options. So answer to the above question is option 2. And this can be drawn on the basis of the line. How? What is option 2? We'll see. Option 2 is, a good science is based on concrete results obtained through testing the hypothesis. But the word hypothesis is not given in the paragraph. It won't be given. You have to understand it. Means you should be able to understand what the actual argument, what the actual paragraph says, and try to match what this specific sentence 2, option 2 says. What does sentence 2 say? A good science is based on concrete results, based on scientific results, something which can be proved, proven results, which are obtained through testing the hypothesis. Means testing all the other options, what could be true if this option is true and this option happens. If this option is true, this happens. Like that, many such things were tested. After testing, a good science based on giving concrete results. So, what can be inferred about good science? Select from the given options. How did we choose 2 as the answer? Why? Because the sentence in the second line from this word, but science isn't supposed to care about preconceived notions. Science is not at all bothered about what my religion thinks or your religion thinks, what I already framed for the last many years. Preconceived notion means what I believe for the last much time because I have a different opinion on that. No, it never cares about all such things. Then what does science do? Science, comma, at least good science means a science which can prove something, tells us about the world as it is. A is A, B is B. That's all. It never tells A as B or B is likely to be A. No. It calls A as A only. It calls B as B only. Fine. It tells you as it is and not as some wish it to be. Not like some people want it to be. This sentence says indirectly or even directly, finally, that a good science is based on proven results obtained through testing the hypothesis. Not some people want it to be. Option 1 is wrong as there is no relevant point in the passage to draw this conclusion. What is the first one? A good science is well received by the educated people. No, there is no such mention that educated people always receive good science well in the passage. No, it is completely false. So this cannot be inferred. Option 3 is too far-fetched and it may not be always true for science and religion to be same. What is option 3? A good science and religion are same. No, we'll check the passage now. See, sometimes, not all times, sometimes is there. Sometimes what science finds is consistent, means it matches with a particular religion's wishes. When all times, no, the word sometimes is there. And it is telling it is only sometimes. But usually it is not. But generally it doesn't happen. It's a rare case. Rarely what happens? What science finds that is equal to a particular religion's wish also. It matches only rarely, but not generally true. Now, how can you say that a good science, what can be understood by the word good science? Can we say option 3 is good? A good science, option 3 says a good science and religion are same. No, rarely it matches. That is what the sentence says. All right. So option 3 is also wrong. Now we'll analyze option 4. Option 4 is also wrong. There is no fact in the passage to support that this option. What is this option for? A good science will always prove the general populace wrong. What does good science prove according to 4? It always proves, it seems, the general population are always wrong. No, a science never tries to prove what population, whether some population are wrong or right. No, the paragraph never tells like that. It never told like that. On the other hand, the paragraph tells that science isn't supposed to care about preconceived notions. Means what people have believed it to be true, science never cares it. Science is least bothered about what people think. Populace means what many people think. Science is not at all based on what that fellow thinks, what this society thinks, what this country people think, or that citizens of that country think. It is least bothered. It is based on only one thing. It tells what is true, what is false as false. Just because I like it, or my group or my followers like, I'm a big God man, I'm a rishi or sage. My followers, whatever I say, I have thousands of followers or lakhs of followers. So because I said it is wrong, science is wrong, people will not. People obeyed it, people felt it, whatever I said is true. Science never bothers about one set of population, what another set of population thinks. Am I right? Science is not at all. It doesn't care. That is the sentence it says. So option 4 is also wrong, as there is no fact in the passage to support this option. So this is the way we are supposed to understand it. Yes. My dear students, yes, since this is the last, I mean to say, topics are over. I don't say it is the last class. So verbal class topics are over. So I would like to give you these 3 to 4 minutes for you to unmute and ask any general questions for all the things that have been happening until 5 days, because you will feel that I did not give you enough time. Fine. I'm closing this. You can unmute and 1 minute. You can unmute and ask any questions. The reason is, yeah, please, someone wants to ask something.
Guys, all of you have access to unmute yourself.
Because this, I have only 1 or 2 minutes left. That's the reason. Yeah, please tell me. Srikanth is trying to talk. Please tell me, Srikanth. Please adjust your voice.
Sir, nothing, sir.
Okay, fine. Another one. If those who have doubts, they can unmute and they can talk. They can ask quickly. Anything, any doubts in these 2 to 3 minutes? Sir, how can I develop my vocabulary? Fall in love with words. Try to talk to people who have very good communication skills. Try to surround yourself with the people who speak quality English. And then you please open your mouth. Don't bother about what that boy will think, this girl will think. Please ignore the audience and start making mistakes right now. One fine morning in auspicious time, Brahma Muhurta, in between 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., English doesn't flow. Everything falling incorrectly. No, that is what everyone feels. I want to speak on a fine day, everything correctly. No, it will never happen. First, we have to make mistakes. Then we have to correct. And then correction is a continuous process. One day, we'll try to achieve some level of fluency. So surround yourself with people who speak only in English and try to speak yourself in English. Start it. Please start it from this second. And make friendship with people who speak good English. Try to kill them with your doubts. Try to commit mistakes and try to bore them with your mistakes and say, sir, please correct me. Or my dear friend, please correct me. This is the way. Fine. So what are the quality people you surround with? They will improve. The more quality of people and their cooperation, the very fast you will be able to improve. Sir, your explanation is extremely awesome. Fine. You have no doubts. Fine. That is fine. People who have fun. Thank you all. People who have doubts, please. Yeah, how can you develop your vocabulary? See, vocabulary books are there. You can buy them. There is nothing wrong in buying one vocabulary book. And when you start chasing words, supposing fascinating is there. Fascinating, which fascinates you, which attracts your attention. Enthrall, enchant, beguile, enamor. All these are the shades of different intensity of shades of meaning for the word fascinate. So take a word, try to have all synonyms. Try to start using them in your sentences. Try to create a situation to use that situation. Fine. Try to create a situation to use that word and sentence. This is the way you will improve your vocabulary. Fine. Of course, you can read books. If you have time, you can read daily one article, one editorial in newspaper. And shall I tell you one great secret? I don't know how many of you know about Sandamama. There is one very old small book for children. Try to read English Sandamama. You will get excellent vocabulary in that. PPT and other materials, you will get it. I will share it with sir.
Which book, sir?
Chandamama. English Chandamama. I am typing it.
Okay.
English version of this book. Fine. English version of this book. For the word surprised, they give flabbergasted. See, very nice vocabulary, situational vocabulary. This book is preferred by only children, that too in 90s and 80s. It might not be existing also, but if you type English Chandamama and type images and PDF, you will get it. Some PDF books, you might get it in Google. Fine. This is one of the ways, because that book is like that. It uses very rich vocabulary, and this is only 1 in 100 ways. Fine. Yeah, somebody else, please. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, 2 to 3 more minutes I can give you. Yeah, any other doubts, or shall we close? Any more doubts, please?
No, sir, just only PPT. If you can share.
You will get it. I will share it under any circumstances.
Then we will able to practice.
Sure. This PPT is only, it gives you, PPT, students prefer PPT because it is PPT. That's the reason. Find that information is there everywhere. It is not something like I created. I have chosen the information which grabs your attention. Some examples which I chose, which are already there, many books. Fine. The thing is, I will share it. Whatever I discussed, it is going to be shared with sir. You can request sir to, whenever sir uploads in your LMS, you can download. Or I don't know what is the way you should download your LMS, because I don't have access. Fine. It will be shared to sir. Fine. Everything will be shared. Whatever it is, whatever you saw display on the display, you will get it. 100%. 100%.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please. Aditya, please tell me.
Sir, in which way we can access the PPTs?
You will get it in LMS. You ask the LMS in charge, or one who can help you in how to get the material from LMS. Please ask them. There might be in the organization who prepares everything. Leela madam, on that day, she explained the very first day how to access LMS, something like that. There might be someone who helps you in accessing LMS. You can approach them. After this content being uploaded, you can see. I mean, it can be displayed. I think. Please, because I don't know how they actually upload in LMS. I don't have any idea. I can
Aditya.
Yeah, sir will tell. Amar sir.
Aditya, if you have any query or question regarding the LMS, please drop a mail on edl@excelr.com. My team will help you.
Sorry.
Hello, Aditya.
Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have any query or question regarding to the LMS, please drop a mail on edl@excelr.com. Our team will help you. Okay.
Will you please put the email ID in chat?
Yes, I just sent out.
Yeah, it is shared already. EDL@excelR.com. Yeah.
Guys, one more thing I would like to inform. Tomorrow we don't have sessions. So our next session is on Monday, and we are going to start with the logical reasoning. So today is the last day of the verbal ability.
Yeah. Sir, may I close? Is there anyone, one or two last students? Or shall I close? Fine. Yeah, I'm trying to close. Is there anyone who would like to ask? Fine. One thing, I would like to send one message to all, please. Yeah, amazing students. Thank you, one and all. I'm beholden to you. Thanks a million. I'm beholden to you is a very polished way of telling thanks. Fine. You learn this word. I'm beholden to you. Grateful to you. Fine. Beholden to you is the highest point of expressing thanks. Very kind of you. Thank you all. Amazing experience. It's memorable for a lifetime. Thank you all. I'm closing. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. You teach
Thank
us
you. Thank you. Thank you.
it's a very lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.